For the Rams, though, if they lose Lamar, assume you, Ian Rappaport. The Kansas City Chiefs signed former Jags and Browns running back Carlos Hyde to, of course, replace the hole Kareem Hunt left when he got caught kicking people's hides. All of that pales in comparison, though, to the one and only trade everyone was waiting for. Dwayne Allen to the Dolphins. I won't say I'm kidding, you know, that's a joke. Here's the biggest thing that doesn't make sense to me. We know, Antonio Brown knows, he does not handle losing well.
We losing the game. We getting beat by 40. We haven't won the game yet. For me, as a Steeler, that's unacceptable. I'm pissed off. We losing. We suck. And if we ain't winning, you damn right I'm pissed off.
So why'd you pick the Raiders and shit all over the Bills like they were chopped liver? Buffalo has a better record than Oakland each of the last 2 seasons. Look, nothing's certain in the NFL. Maybe things will work out in Oakland and then in Vegas for Antonio Brown. Maybe John Gruden is going to build an amazing team starting right now and with all of those draft picks he has. And maybe letting Matt go was smart in the long run because every year NFL defenses become less and less relevant until the playoffs. Or maybe this is a disaster masterpiece already painted for us by the artist, Amari Cooper. Many people are saying the Steelers got fleeced. They tend to draft pretty well, so I don't really buy that. I think we learned more about how Antonio Brown's personality turned off a lot of NFL teams in this whole trade scenario. The only thing that truly stings for the Steelers is the $21 million in dead cap money, which is different than the NFL fund currently being stored in an offshore bank account as a bounty for Colin Kaepernick. The truth is, the Raiders' offense has a great opportunity to be better with Brown. The lie is everything John Gruden has ever said about what the team can afford to pay players. Maybe you're dead, or maybe you have a life outside of social media. Either of those things would have kept you from riding the Antonio Brown trade roller coaster the rest of us have been puking on for the last 72 hours. Thursday night, Ian Rappaport had Antonio Brown going to the Buffalo Bills, and then Twitter lost its shit. In fact, Twitter is still trying to find its shit, because an hour or two after that report, conflicting reports from NFL Network employed reporters, you know, they work the same place Ian Rappaport, said AB was not going to Buffalo. The greatest tragedy is that I can no longer use this Antonio Brown tweet. God, use me for your will. To which I would have replied as God, saying, "It's me, God, and I am sending you to Buffalo, New York, where I have previously used Bruce Nolan for my will, made famous in Bruce Almighty. I did the same with Bruce Smith on the field. You could have been next, AB, but you have failed my test. Have fun in hell, with the Raiders. I am a vengeful God." The Bible got that correct. The next morning, Friday morning, a backpedaling Ian Rappaport tweeted this: update from the Bills on Antonio Brown. After intense talks that went into the last night and almost getting there on trade compensation, Buffalo says they are out. Steelers now must find another sucker. My question is, what do intense trade talks sound like? Give us a first rounder for AB. No! Give us a first rounder for AB. We said no! Come on, you're the Bills. Fuck you. You can. For a first rounder, your QB is Josh Allen, assholes. Your QB is a rapist. Click. In 2018, tight end Jared Cook was the Raiders' leading receiver in yards, 896, and touchdowns, 6. Basically what Antonio Brown does by week 10. Brown had 15 touchdowns last season. He scored 15 TDs even with Juju Smith-Schuster catching 111 balls and producing 1,400 receiving yards. AB had 15 touchdowns, 104 catches, and was 3 yards shy of 1,300. And he didn't even play in the final game, which had playoff implications. Do you think the Raiders' offense could use that production? The best part for Brown is he probably won't have to play in the final game of the 2019 season, because Oakland will have already been eliminated from the playoffs by then. Same pay for less work and better weather. Smart move, AB. Antonio Brown is the epitome of the American dream. I fantasize about getting to the top of my game and then sending a fuck you to everyone who I feel wronged me or didn't help me along the way. I keep my list, much like Arya Stark. That's why, in part, I am super jealous of Antonio Brown. He's held Earl Thomas's finger all the way through this process and controlled it. and almost succeeded. He refused Buffalo and instead landed with the Bills of the West in the Raiders. That's karma. And it reminded me, if I am ever lucky enough to get to the top of my profession, that I will be better suited to remember all of the people who supported me and helped me along the way, and not become paranoid everyone is out to get me, unless they really are out to get me. Or be man enough to deal with an insane quarterback who criticizes me. Otherwise, I might end up like Antonio Brown, working for Mark Davis, whose real plans include turning Brown into his version of a Robert Kraft call girl. Nothing sexual, mind you, as Mark Davis prides himself in remaining a virgin. That's why he always wears white. But Brown will spend the remainder of his contract going to Mark Davis's dungeon on his off days, spoon-feeding him plates of Spider 2Y bananas while thousands of Raiders season ticket holders watch on a secret live stream on the dark web. That is a future I don't want. I guess the social post that should have given it away was AB with LeBron James. I will follow in your footsteps, LeBron, and leave a perennial contender to go to California and play for a dumpster fire. I want to be just like 2019 LeBron James. Smart move, AB.
Look at his photograph. Every time I do, I wanna fuck a giraffe. Look at his photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh.
Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on Twitter. YouTube. I'm on Twitter at Brandon Perna, Instagram at Brandon Perna. NFL free agency, a lot of moves are gonna happen this week. Check back every day. I will be here for you. I will not abandon you like Antonio Brown abandoned the Steelers. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. I need to get used to referring to Joe Flacco as the big dick player of the week for the Broncos, Perna. Now, it's almost too late for this episode, but we're doing it anyway. After trading away Case Keenum to Washington and freeing up 32 to 36 million in cap space, maybe up to 40 once Brandon Marshall's off the books, the Denver Broncos are likely to sign at least one high-profile player in free agency. Maybe a few role players we can get excited about. I covered the defensive side of the ball in great detail in this video, so today we're going to talk about the offense. Basically, anyone not named Philip Lindsay can be upgraded on that side of the ball. Let's go sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, click the notification button. That's what you need to do if you're not a Patreon donor. Patreons, I do have big dick shout outs for Glenn Beaumont upping to $10, Robe Robbie, Timothy